Hey, one of the most common questions that I get asked is, how do I get rid of these negative thoughts and replace it with positive thoughts? One of the ways that I go at that is to look at it, what is the negative thought, right? And so really describing that. And so if it's a negative thought, and if I'm viewing it as a negative thought and I'm trying to replace it, that's going to be a challenge too. That's one of the things that's really hard for the brain to do, is replace things. And so one of the ways you can think about it is maybe it's just an unskillful thought, and I just need to learn a more skillful thought, right? And that thought is probably going to be there and recur. And so you're going to get a lot of practice with this, right? And so one of the things that I think about is, okay, so think about that challenging thought or that unskillful thought. Something like, I'm worthless, or I'll never make enough money, or, gosh, I don't know. Pick your poison there, right? I have to be in control of everything. Well, then we define the other thought, right? And so you might look at what are some of the exact opposites, but some things that people don't always think of is, where would that be? As a somatic coach, I think about where would that be in the body, okay? So let's take control. I need to be in control. Well, I feel that right in the middle of my chest, right? It kind of bumps out, and it makes it really heavy when I start thinking about not being in control, okay? Well, the opposite of that might be, oh gosh, what would that be? I don't have to be in control. When I think about that thought of I don't have to be in control, it kind of floats up a little bit. It floats up into my throat, right? So it may be different from you. For you, some of the places that I look are my head, my throat, my chest, and my gut. So some of the places that I look for some of these challenging or unskillful, and then also the opposite, the skillful thought. And so if I can come up with some of the words, the thoughts, the actions maybe that come into play, and particularly at a baseline level, the sensations, then I can think of these opposites, right? And so then it's not, I'm feeling this heaviness in my chest, right? It just comes up. Oh, how do I get rid of it? It's not about that. It's about saying, oh, there's a heaviness in my chest, right? Here's this difficult thing. If I meet that with ease and say, oh, thank you, body, for showing me this thing that's in my chest, then I can ask it some questions like, what are you trying to say? Or where are the opposites, right? So then I start looking at it like a skill. And when you look at it like a skill, you don't have to think negative, positive, bad, good. These are just electric currents going through your brain. They're going to happen. And one of the things that you can do is build the capacity in your brain to have those other pathways and have them happen more frequently. So that's kind of what we're planning in the somatic coaching world. Hope this was helpful. Thanks. Bye.